Today I'm going to make one of my favorite English foods. It's a blueberry scone. We're going to start out by doing some of our topping first. This is, I've got about 1/4 cup of sugar there, and to that sugar I'm going to add half a tablespoonful of lemon zest. And I'm just going to mix that in, let that lemon begin to flavor the sugar. And then we're just going to set that aside, and we'll begin working then on the scone. Okay, to begin the scone, we're going to begin with our dry ingredients. We're going to put 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 6 tablespoonfuls of sugar, another tablespoonful of lemon zest, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to mix that together. I want it mixed in really good. Okay, I have that thoroughly mixed. I'm going to push that back. I have here just a plain piece of wax paper, and I'm going to take this butter. Now you can put this in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes, let it get very cold, and it begins to harden. We want 1 cup of shredded butter. Okay, and we've got that shredded. Looks like cheese, doesn't it? Okay. Now, if you don't want to shred it, you can just cut this into 1-inch slices and work it into your flour. But I've found that it being cold and shredding it makes it so much easier to blend in. And the wax paper makes it easy to catch it and to just not make a big mess. And then with just my clean hands, I'm going to mix that into the flour. And we're going to mix it in to where that it almost looks like a pie dough. Okay, that does not take very long at all. And as you can see, it's well mixed in there, tiny little pieces. And that's going to make it light and airy. Not area. I can't talk. Okay, in this mixing cup that's dirty, I'm going to add my egg, 1 large egg, and I'm going to beat that up a little bit. That's a nice fresh farm egg. And to that I'm going to add 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Mix that a little bit. And then I'm going to take and use 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. And they say not to pour over your bowl and container, and I do, so sometimes it's a little more vanilla-y than others. Okay, I've got that nice mixed up. I'm now going to take my flour, make a little well in the center, and I'm going to pour in that liquid. Now what I didn't do that I should have done, I should have added the blueberries before I added my cream, because the blueberries almost need that flour to kind of coat them. So I'm just going to add them around the edge. 1 cup of fresh blueberries. And now I'm going to mix that together. Okay, now whenever you get that all stirred up good, if it's a little too dry, you can add a couple of tablespoonfuls of your heavy cream. If it seems like it's a little too wet, and a lot of that's going to depend on your flour. If it seems like it's too wet, then just add a little bit of flour. We're now going to lightly dust my countertop. And I'm going to just get that out of there, the bowl. And I'm going to knead that together. Actually, what we're doing is just shaping it into about an 8-inch disc. An 8-inch round. And I think that's about 8 inches right there. I want that kind of tapped down on the sides. Spread it out just a little bit more. Will you get that measuring thing and let me take a look and see how close I am? Okay. All right, needs to be flattened just a little bit more. And you're doing this because you want that bread to be a certain height whenever it cooks. All right, give it a measure and see where we're at. 8 inches that way, 8 inches that way. All right, we are ready. Thank you. Now I'm going to take my little cutter here. You can use a knife. And we're going to try to cut that down the center. Because we want to make 8 wedges. If a little piece falls off, just mash them back in there. It's pretty forgiving. To make 8 wedges, we will have to have 4 on each side. So go to the center again. Cut. Go to the center of that. Cut. And we're going to do that on the other pieces also. Okay, we have got those cut. Now I'm going to transfer them over onto a cookie sheet that I have a piece of parchment paper on. Yeah. Okay, we're going to take, I have here 2 tablespoonfuls of the heavy cream, and I'm just going to put that on the top. And now our sugar that we've added our lemon zest to, we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on top. Okay, these look good just like they are. Okay, we're going to put this in the refrigerator now for 15 minutes. And while they're in the refrigerator, we're going to heat our oven to 400 degrees. Okay, they have come out of the refrigerator after 15 minutes. I'm going to put them into the 400 degree oven. And we're going to bake those about 30 minutes. Okay, it has been 30 minutes. I'm going to take these out of the oven. They're a nice golden brown. And you can see why we left space, because they raise and they spread out just a little bit. Now I'm going to let these cool here, and while they cool, I'm going to make the glaze for the top. I have here 1 cup of powdered sugar, and to that I'm going to add 3 tablespoonfuls of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Now I keep lemon juice on hand. I use it in a lot of things. Use it for just plain lemon water to drink. And I'm just going to mix that in. Now when you mix it in, if you want it to be a little thinner consistency, just add a little bit more of the lemon juice. Okay, that 3 tablespoonfuls of lemon juice with 1 cup was just perfect. That's how I want it. I'm just going to set it aside until these have cooled a little bit. I'll put my topping on it, and then I'm going to spread some of Michael's cottage cream on it, and we'll see how good it is. Okay, it has been about 10 minutes, and I'm just going to pour this slightly over my scones. Going to let that set up, and then we're going to try them with a little of Michael's cottage cream.